Now, apparently, according to old Irish folklore, if you share a hot cross bun with someone, it cements your friendship for an entire year. If you break a hot cross bun together.
Just the year.
You're stuck with me, kid. So I'm going to have more than one.
Right, here you go. There they are. There they are. Look at those. Now, I've got to show you this quickly.
Delicious.
This book here. There you go. This book, it was my first recipe book.
Oh, I love
it. One of the first ones. And if I turn that round, you'll see here, it says there's the hotel I worked in 9th of April, 81. 38 years ago yesterday, this book I started.
That's your own with all your little drawings.
Yeah, and all my drawings. And I have to say, there's lots of bits and pieces here, but I've got to show you this one here. This is the recipe I'm cooking today. Hot cross buns, there.
It's been well used,
Look at that. Hot cross buns in the exact same way I've made them today.
That's nice.
So I thought I'd find that for you.
I've got an old one of my grandma's, a Mrs. Beaton's cookbook that she's written in the in the margins.
Oh, it's lovely.
Yeah, it's really lovely.
Right, hot cross buns. You can buy them for £4 in most supermarkets. That's all well and good. However, sometimes I think it's quite nice to make your own. And they are very simple. In here I've got...
They smell gorgeous.
They do. In here
lovely.
I have... This is bread flour. It's around about 12 to 15% protein. If you use a softer flour, like a normal plain flour, you'll get a softer crust. OK, so I'm using slightly stronger flour here. If you're not careful, you end up get... If you use too strong a flour, the buns are very tough and chewy. OK, so to that I'm adding yeast. This is normal dried yeast. Sugar. A little pinch of salt, not a lot. Just a couple of pinches of salt. That cuts the sweetness. I'm also going to add... Eamonn hates this. 1 teaspoon of cinnamon, ground cinnamon.
But there's no other way of doing it, is there, Phil? I mean, cinnamon has to be there.
Well, you don't have to. You can just put mixed spice, because I'm using 2 teaspoons of mixed spice.
So you could just use the mixed spice and leave out the cinnamon.
You can indeed. You can indeed. Give it a quick mix up, and then I'm adding now. My mum doesn't like candied peel, but candied peel is an essential part of hot cross buns, I believe.
So if you make them for your mum, you don't put that bit in?
Oh, gosh, no. It's just not nuts in Christmas cake either, so I can't do that. Sultanas...
We did like her rhubarb and trifle.
Yeah, she never got back to me on that, so I don't know if she liked it or not.
I'm assuming not, if she didn't call you. We loved it.
Not all our friends tell me. Now, some bakers put currants in, some don't. I do.
OK.
And then mix like that, mix it up. Now, when you're making what we call an enriched dough like this, with Chelsea buns, you use a mixture of here. I'll just show you this. Here I've got butter and I've got also milk. Now, I've melted those two together. If you're making normal bread, you only use water because you want a real crisp crust.
So it's full-fat milk?
Full-fat milk, which is only around about 4% fat anyway. So you add the 3/4 of the liquid. You then mix up. I'm not going to do it because we haven't got time, so I'll show you the stages. You mix that up, and if it's slightly drier, then you add the rest of the milk and the butter. OK, pretty much is around about 300 mils. Mix it up, and then you come to the stage here. Now, I've just made this up, and what you want to do, and I was told that you need that for 5 minutes by hand, or if you're in a machine, probably 2 to 3 minutes.
No flour. Do you flour the board or your...
A little bit, but what you'll find is when you mix it up, because such a high protein, that the dough becomes very, very tight very, very quickly, and you'll see that the more you need it, the less sticky it becomes. OK. Now you can see the colour.
A minute and a half left.
Yeah, the colour is there, and then you've got to taste the after that.
No, I'm dying to taste. I'm like,
the colour comes from the mixed spice, and all you then do is just cut off little pieces and you roll them like that. And there's your little thing, and it goes like that.
Nice one.
Into the oven.
Right. No, then you let them proof. Now you double proof. So this is
So somewhere warm.
Double in size, yes.
With cling film or a tea towel.
A bit of cling film I find is very, very good. Now if they overproof at this stage and get too blown, to knock them back and redo them again, they're absolutely fine. Then. Here, I've got a mixture of just plain flour and water. And the reason why the crosses don't go brown is because it's just normal plain flour and water.
Oh, I've always wondered why they don't get brown.
Yes, and it's not enriched dough, so it doesn't have sugar
45
or fat.
seconds.
And then what you do is you just go across like that, so you go across the whole ones like that.
Yeah.
And then you go that way. You don't really care, do you?
Yeah, not really.
Into the oven.
And then they come out like this.
They come out of these ones here. And
look at that.
What I've got here, Ruth, also is a little bit of a glaze. So here I've got sugar and a little bit of spice that you boil down, and then it goes nice and syrupy.
I love the glaze.
And
sugar and spice and all things
nice. Now, I've added, I've also added grated apple to these ones here as well. I'll show that there. So it's just a normal apple that I've peeled. You don't need to take the peel off.
You put that into the...
Yes.
With the raisins.
When you add the raisins there. And then perhaps a little bit of extra cinnamon, it's really, really up to you.
And you've toasted these?
Yes. Now, when you make your own, you let them cool and then just gently reheat them and you'll get a lovely soft texture, or toast them as we've done here with butter. It's very simple.
What can I say?
Eamonn, now,
Absolutely
are you going to
delicious.
try it even a little tiny bit, Eamonn?
I did try.
And what do you think?
I did try. They're very rich and sumptuous, but not for me. The cinnamon,
I understand
cinnamon does
that.
it away for me. It's like people who make apple pie with cinnamon in. Why ruin it with cinnamon?
I love them.
Just the thing to say also is they freeze really well, and you can take them out and you can put them in the
Very
microwave. Even a blast on defrost in the microwave. It just gives that lovely...
Your cookery book stands up well. All the details from Phil's book on our app.